Try to straighten it up. You all right? You okay? Tia. Y'all, I'm sorry. Tia seemed like she took a dive on the floor as I was coming and clearing off the table. I told you I was, trying to get everything together. Y'all come on in. Yeah, this is the knowing. This is the knowing on Facebook and seeing and all knowing. YouTube. Hey, Miss Jean, baby. Hey, honey. I'm just straightening up some stuff. I'm getting some stuff ready to go out before I leave here on tomorrow. Just getting some stuff together. And I thought Tia took a dive on the floor. Hey, Miss Teresa. Hey, Miss Charlene. Hey, y'all. And I want to tell y'all, there is a page that you'll see that say Lisa Norm out on a gray suit. I don't use that page at all. I don't look at it. I have almost 5,000 requests to be a friend, but I don't use that one. I only use the ones where you see the truck. That's the only pages that I use. So if I don't accept your request, don't say, the doc is being mean. I just don't use them, okay? And I wanted y'all to know that from me. How y'all doing? How y'all doing, Miss Yvette? We have been behind, but honey, Till and I just opened your letter. And Miss Yvette, you always give me encouragement when I'm about to give up. When everything seems to be just going awful. When it seems like everything is over here and Till and I both be about to give up. You can't find the one with the red truck, Miss Charlene? Hey, Miss Marcia, baby. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody on the line. Miss Charlene, let me know. Till, get up on the YouTube before you leave and put the knowing up under that for Miss Charlene. She said she hasn't been able to find me back.
You on Facebook?
I'm on YouTube. Yeah. And tell me, Miss Charlene, Till gonna put it on here, baby. Where's I got my phone. Miss Charlene, I know I haven't been seeing you. And Till's about to put it down. Hey y'all. She hasn't been able to find it. And Till's gonna put it up under there, but this is me on Facebook, Miss Charlene. This is us, the knowing. That red truck is gonna always be us. And Till's gonna put it up under there. I know I saw you over there asking to be friends, and I said, I don't use this page. So Till gonna put you on there. But y'all, let me just say this. Y'all are so encouraging. Last week, y'all didn't know, I was feeling so bad, I wanted to just give up. Not give up on life. I ain't feeling. Yes, ma'am, but she gonna put it up under that, Miss Charlene. Not giving up on life. Now, that ain't, But just giving up, just tired. Hey, Miss Bobby, just tired. Everybody pulling at me. And I'm not complaining about that. That is not what I'm complaining about, because I'm here for that. But everybody was pulling on me while I was sick. I need this, doc, I need this. Seeing people, just in some hard times. It really, it just tugged at my heart. And a lot of times Till have to reel me back in and say, wait a minute now. Don't start neglecting your stuff. Don't just start neglecting. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my mama medical cards before I leave. I try to get her stuff together. So, So she, my mama can have her stuff. Thought Till was talking to me. So, y'all, that's all I'm doing. Just getting my mama medical stuff. So when I go over there, I'll be able to give it to my sister, because I usually take my mama everywhere. But you just never know when something going on, what's going to happen. So I want to make sure she's good. So that's all I'm doing. And going through her receipts and stuff. Just trying to make sure everything is everything. But when I was thinking about this, y'all, I got to talk about this. I just do. Because like I said, I wanted to give up. If everybody was pulling at me, everybody want, you to help them. And I'm not saying anything about that. I'm not saying, and I'm not talking about this homeless person with this little girl. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about my elderly people as far as me helping them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it was just that so many people be pulling. So many people be needing. And I'm just one person. And when you find out that somebody else is doing the same stuff that you're doing, and they ain't doing right with it, it'll piss you off. And hey, Miss Grace, and when I mean, and I say when it'll piss you off, because people out here getting monies to help these folk, and they ain't helping them. And they got a business over here in the child name. They got a business over here in their name, and they're saying that they're helping, and I don't necessarily want grant money for what I'm doing for the elderly. I don't. That's something I wanted to take on myself. People are so into it. And at the beginning of the year, on all of it, I put $5,000 up front in it for my own money. I just put it in there. And each month, I build on it. I build on it each month. And so people out here trying to take, they ain't giving. They ain't giving nothing. And that's when I said, that's why I tell you all, I appreciate everything you do because it goes right back into the ministry, the feeding, and it goes back to the elderly. I kind of do my domestic violence myself, but if somebody say you can designate it, and I need Pampers, and I need milk, and I need to transport somebody, I put it there. But when I start looking at folk, using folk, and got all kind of checks out here that I've taken from elderly, it bothers me. It really does. Now, am I advocating for people to be put in jail? Not really. I'll be honest with you. I'm not. If you borrowed or took $500, however much money from this person, give it back to them. Write a check, borrow, do whatever you got to do, and give it back to them. I mean, that is what I'm saying. Just give it back to them. See, it's the difference if somebody donate and you have a cause and you got a foundation that donate. That's fine. I donate it to causes all the time, and I don't look back at that because that's what I've donated to. But it's just becoming a thing where folks are scamming folks, and and two of my people have been scammed, and so I'm just trying to get the word out. Pay these folk their money. If you got on the phone and you ask Sister Lucy, and you know she's real sweet, if you ask her for $100, pay her back. That's all I'm saying. I want people to get my words right because people mix your words up. Just pay them back. That's it. That's it. It's the difference if they pay into you or so into you. That's a difference. But if you call them, which this is just me, y'all. This is just how I run business. If I'm finna go on a trip, I don't care where I'm finna go. If I'm about to go see Miss Jean in New York, and Miss Jean needs some help, and I'm finna go out there and just help her, sit with her, talk to you, sick or whatever. I'm not gonna come over here and ask y'all to fund it. If I'm the one that decided to go, that's not right. Some people say, "Well, Doc, why did the elderly give it?" Elderly people are such sweet people. I didn't say all of them, but a lot of them are very sweet. When they know what you're going through, and if you're struggling, they will help you. They will. I'm not ever going to say anything against that. They just will. But that's when we have to make sure they're not taken advantage of. That's why y'all always hear me talking about my mother, my Auntie Bet. I handled her business. I handled our business. Because she know I'm going to handle it. And I ain't going to take nothing from her. I'm not going to take nothing from nobody. Knowingly. I'm not. No. Mm-mm. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because it's the right thing to do. And it bothers me when a senior come on and say, will you please call me, please. I don't know, Miss Shirley. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can't tell you. But I'm going to say this, and a lot of folks may get mad at me, but I'm going to say this. Why are these people praying and depending on the elderly when they can get out and get a job? I said I stand 10 toes down with it. You can get a job. Let me tell y'all. A lot of times people say they can't work, and some people can't work. They just can't. There are people my age that have a lot of health issues. They can't work. They just, for various reasons, they just can't. That's a difference. But if you able-bodied, and ain't nothing wrong with you, you can work. You can get up and work. You really can. As sick as I was the last 2 weeks, I went to work. I went to work. Sick as it all. But I went. Because I'm not going to scam nobody out of anything. I give more. I have heard other content creators inbox me and said, you're just starting out. You're giving too much. No, I'm not. No. If God tells me to give, I'm going to give. If I'm going to give a giveaway, I'm going to give a giveaway. Like we got to send Miss Jean. We're going to do that. So more people who have sold in, don't send me anything, don't do this, don't do that. We still going to send them something. I already got something in mind. Because if you hold your hand and your fist tight, ain't nothing coming in it and ain't nothing going out of it. You got to be helpers of one another. You just do. That's what God do. But people who are out here. Now, Miss Shirley, I don't know, but let me tell you, people got receipts. They got the council checks. Like, say, for instance, if I write a check and I get my statement, wherever I wrote that check is going to come back. They're going to flip it on the flip side. Right there. You got them. Now, you all may say, well, doctors shouldn't give it to them. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know what tug at their heart. But it's a bishop. I believe his name is Bishop Whitehead out of New York. He's known for flashy things. He's known for wearing Fendi, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. He drives a Rolls Royce. At Christmas time, they get a big semi and go through the middle of downtown, the shelters and stuff, and give out toys to the kids. I don't know if y'all know who I'm talking about, but his name is Bishop Whitehead. And Miss Bobby, and I told you not to worry about that God was going to take care of you. I told you that. You can't work. You can't. I know how you feel and you want to work, but you can't. You got to make sure that you keep yourself going and living. That's what you got to make sure of. God will take care of the rest. That must be. Yes, I think it's in New York City because he came on. Well, first of all, last week he was found guilty. And looking at 45 years. And the reason why I brought up his name is because a 90-year-old woman. Yes, I know who you're. Okay, Miss Rhonda. Hey, everybody on the line. Hey, y'all. I know Miss Marcelle was on here. Miss Charlene, Miss Shirley, Miss Jean, Miss Yvette, Miss Grace. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. I think I thought Miss Teresa was on here. Maybe not. But hey, everybody on the line. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. And please continue to share the line. Hey, Greg. But yes, that's him. That's right. I'm trying to have my best faith. I know you are. I see you, Miss Teresa. Stand on your faith, Miss Bobby. Stand on your faith. God will see you through. But Miss Bobby, let me tell you something. And I understand. So now you know I love you. But I'm going to say this, Miss Bobby. When somebody want to be a blessing, hey, Miss House, baby, when somebody want to be a blessing to you, Miss House, you need to accept it. You do. I know that's hard. I know how pride is. But when somebody want to be a blessing, you accept it. Now, when you wrote that, that came in my spirit. And I got chills all over when I said it. When somebody want to be a blessing, Miss Bobby, you got to put that pride down and accept it. You got to do that. Mm-hmm. You got to do that. You got to put the pride down, and you can't be too scared to ask for help. If you know you down to your last, and you got to get to that doctor, and you need $20 or $30 to get there, you can't be too prideful to say it. You just can't. Now, I'm not saying to everybody. I'm not. And Miss Bobby, you know I'm not fussing at you. Oh, okay, Miss Bobby, because you know I ain't fussing. But me and Miss Bobby have had this conversation. And Miss Bobby know what I'm saying. You can't be too prideful. You can't. God can't do nothing with you when you're prideful. And when God sent people to help you, and you said, well, God, where you at? And he said, well, I sent somebody to get you, and you turned them around. Then I sent somebody else to get you, and then you turned them around. You can't do it. Yes. We love Miss Bobby. I know I do. I love you, baby. But prideful, Miss Bobby. We can't be. But anyway, about the man, the Bishop Whitehead. Now, he said they want him to be an informant for the feds against Bobby Adams. I've heard some about Bobby Adams. He's the mayor. But I can't remember what I heard about him. That's right. Don't rob someone of blessing you when they want to bless. That's all I'm saying, baby. Yeah, we love Miss Bobby. We all do. And that's all I'm saying to Miss Bobby. They said Dad got us a vehicle. I know you busy, and I was so happy to hear it, baby. Got y'all a nice vehicle. See, God came to see about you. I told you he would. He always sees about us. So they got him because it was an elderly lady. They said she was 9 years old. Or maybe she was elderly. And he swindled $90,000 from her. You can't do that. Somehow he swindled her out of her retirement. And it's been 4 years. 4. That's right, Miss Abed. You know, you have to just sometimes look at him and say, thank you, God. But 4 years they've been out. Yes, ma'am. $90,000. 90. 90. And her family, her son. I saw him. He said they've been trying to get him convicted for almost 4 years. It just came through. He was found guilty. Could serve 40 years. 45 or 49. He came on and did it in a minute talk a few days ago. And he was saying God is still good, and God is able, and God is able, and God is good. But let me tell y'all about the feds. No, let me tell you about them. I'm going to close my front door, and then I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm in here trying to get everything together. Till went to the store to get me some things I need before I go, and I'm going to just be honest. Me out as far as energy. So she is helping me get things together. Thank God for. And I thank y'all for your prayers, and I still need them. But I'm going to tell y'all a story. I know a guy that was at the top of his game. He gave to people, and he gave. And see, there's a lot of times you can give, but you have to stop. When you don't have, you have to stop giving. Because what you do, thank you, Miss Jean, you don't have, so you start taking from yourself and not being able to pay your bill, and things don't work out well. Yes, Miss Jean. And this was a dear friend of mine. He, he's he's still a friend. And said it in past tense. When I got ready to go to college, he had a scholarship fund that I won, and the scholarship was for to pay for all my books and clothing the first year that I was there. And he had a business of such. I don't want to put his business out there, but in his business, you would go. He would go with you. You get the clothes. You would model the clothes. Well, I would always, he would always come in the summer stuff, like the shorts, the t-shirts, the shoes, stuff of that nature. Anyway, come on, Holy Spirit. The devil is always lurking, y'all. Oh God, it's always lurking. But anyway, so I won that scholarship and he did that. But he didn't only do it for the first year of college. He did it all years. He bought all books. Undergrad, Albany State. And I fashioned and you know, the shorts, the t-shirts and stuff, even the shoes. That's right, Miss Bobby, and we're praying for you, baby. You continue to heal and get yourself better and healthy. And so, like I say, the giver, love the elderly people. Very, very good man. When you have a fall in a business, see, I tell people all the time, even the ex-husband, I tell you, he is a businessman. He believes in buying up property. He believe in habitation. He believes in putting them back out on Section 8. He believes in that. He is a businessman. But I told him, when we were married, I said, listen, babe, you're getting too fast. And you don't know what tomorrow holds. I said, you should just hold right here. Don't buy anything else. And let's just hold it right here. Because if something happens, the both of us will be okay. We could take it on. But if you get anything else, the way I'm looking at the finances, we could lose everything. I told him that. And I told him, I said, what we will never do, as long as you're married to me, this house will never go into anything. Nothing. The house will stand alone because you're married to me. And we had that agreement. And I'm telling you, it was like that. That house never went anywhere. Okay? So, if something happens, we can pay it. I can pay it. So he went on and he got other stuff and everything. And I told him, I said, the market's going to take a hit. You could just see it. I said, I will hold off. But oftentimes when people are, both of my husbands are older than me. He was 10 years older than me. So a lot of times they think they know more. But just because you're older don't mean that you know more. That God ain't speaking to you some type of way. It doesn't mean that. Okay? So, anyway, I hate to say it, but I was right about everything I said with that. He had to come back and say that you was right. I said I didn't want to be right. I wanted you to stop. But anyway, back to the story about this guy. Like I said, he was a very good person. He did everything that he could for people. But everything took a plunge. That I was getting to with this. So he hit. And he would always tell me, baby girl, you can't be scared of your own money. I said, you're right, you can. But you can have some sense. See, you don't have to be scared, but you got to have sense what it is you do. That's what the Father gives us. He gives us knowledge and understanding. Get with your money, but you have to use your money wisely. Like these days and time, it ain't time to be out just buying and splurging. No, it's not. If the Lord has blessed you with a home, what you should do, if you need to do anything, Ms. Marcia, if you need to do anything to a home right now, if you got one, if I had to do anything, I'm going to add on to what I have. I'm not going out for another house. I'm not. I'm just talking about me. I'm not doing that. Wanted the deck put on my house, I put it on there 2 years ago. I put a deck on there. The deck, everything I want, everything out there. I thank God for it. I do. See, because everything I got and God has given it to me. Ain't nobody giving it to me but Him. I lost my large storage house. 3 trees fell. I thought that was the worstest thing that happened. I looked up and, sometimes you'll say, God, why have you forsaken me? God had forsaken me. That turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me. One of the best things that happened. Why do you say that was the best thing that ever happened? Y'all, what's wrong? Y'all, they hushing mannequins, that's all.
Who is that? Squad.
Hey, y'all. Stop playing with my people. And I said, we made a claim. It was the height of the COVID. Because I put it on 2 years ago. Like 22, 20, maybe 21. And out of town at a conference when these trees fell. And my mama called me. She said, 3 trees don't fell, 3 big ones. And there's a big hole in the ceiling of the storage house. We're trying to get up and put some tartar down so you won't lose the stuff in the storage. Y'all, I'm not trying to be mean, but when I say this, I had a storage house so big. But do you know that only about 4 things in that storage house of mine, everything was everybody else's? Do you know that? When we got to cleaning up and sorting out stuff, that whole big storage house almost covering my yard was other people's stuff. It wasn't even mine. So I called the people and I said, if it's lost, it's lost. If you can salvage it, come get it. But you got 24 hours to get it. Got 24 hours, and then it's coming down. The whole storage house coming down. That adjuster came out here. And let me tell you something. It was very good. Very good to me. So sometimes things can happen to you. And you think you at your word. Yes, Miss Jean. You think you at your worst. And God will make it a for you. I got that storage house, them trees cut up, got off of it, cleaned it, set me up the cement and everything for a carport. Got another, not as half as big as that one. Put here, got it blocked up under, got one that's put in, air conditioning. It's wired up, just like the other one. But I need that big of a storage house. The storage house I got ain't in it but mine. That's it. And it's most my stockpile for my elderly and homeless people. Yeah. See, I had to learn some sense too about using you as a storage, which they could have came and got their stuff, bedrooms, kitchens. Well, they was using me and they could have been buying a store. You see? So that was going to be, but I didn't worry about it. I said, nobody paid me one dime. And I've been had some of that stuff 3 years. If it's gone, it's gone. When nobody paying me. But God turned that thing around. He turned it around. I didn't only get the things that the stars by. He added other onto it. And I didn't pay 1 cent for it. That's how God will bless you. If this is right, God, and this right. And I prayed and I told God what I wanted. I got to get a storage house. I got to get that stockpile back. I got to have the stuff for the single mothers who trying to get away. Gotta have them baby bags. Gotta have that milk. I gotta have stuff. All my Pampers on one side of the storage house was destroyed. All the Pampers. I was devastated. Devastated. Because I said, how I'm going to help get anybody away from anybody. And I wasn't transporting. I was putting these bags and stuff together for the people who was going to transfer because I just couldn't risk it with the COVID. I couldn't. But God still made a way. He still made a way. The whole storage now of Pampers because he made a way. That's why that's why I'm saying you ain't got to take nothing from nobody. You ain't got to use nobody. Come through, Miss Marcia. You ain't got to use nobody. I told Tia when we got off the thing, Tia, every blessing and who's a blessing, Tia knows. When it comes to the mailbox, Tia don't, if I'm not here, Tia don't open anything. She lets me open it. But I let her come through here. There's a reason for that. I let her see everything. Everything that I do with it. Everything. See her money in it too. And she needs to know. She said, Doc, you ain't even got to work. Now, you need some checks and balances. You really do. Got some donations last week, 1 or 2 days ago. I told Till I said, help that homeless woman. She said, I said, yeah, there to help her. I said, I already talked to who I need to talk to. I'm going to help her the first of the month. That's when everything will be available for her. I said, but it's no money to her. See, I don't do that. I don't. Go to George Power or whatever power company at. See, we at Georgia Power. So that's where I go. The city, whatever city, the city bill. And do that. And take the check that need to pay the other rent. Give it to this caseworker. And I'm getting stuff. I'm getting receipts. Help her now. I'ma see. Somebody else, I got a call that somebody else was helping, I'ma find out what they helping. And what ain't helping, if they helping, they gonna help with that. And see, then I'll put my stuff back to the elderly. Because see, the elderly are suffering right now. People don't believe that. But elderly people are suffering. I don't tell what I do. Now, on that Walmart. That's why I keep a card ready for that. And that's how me and Tia found out that night that somebody was trying to send in. It was one night, 390 something, 50. I canceled the whole thing. Card. And they sent me another. But somebody was trying to get that I take and use this just for that. It's a Capital One for Walmart. And it's just for Walmart. Somebody tried to use my card. Now I lock the card down. I can use it until can use. She know how to unlock it. I know how to unlock it. Nobody else can. We lock the card. Because when I need to send something out, I send it. And if I wait to that person, if I know and trust the person, cash app. Because when folks need food, and food, they need food. And to this day, I'm about that. Now I know y'all say she rambling. I'm going back to Bishop Whitehead. Now, when the feds get you, they get you. I told you about my friend. I don't know why or what happened, but I know he started going through divorce, and I know he started having. And so, considering that this man had been so nice, I went to my family and asked them for a donation for him. My auntie Betty knew how good he had been to me all those years. People wanted to lie and say this, that, and the other. But he did it through her. So she knew it wasn't nothing else going on. He was helping me. But when I went to my family, they gave everybody. They gave. When we gave him, when I went to give him that money, my aunt went with me. She said, I'm going with you. She went with me. I had an envelope and she handed it to him. And we gave him a good piece of change. And what my aunt told him was, you can use it for a lawyer or you can use it to pay up your bills. Do whatever you need to do. We give it to you for whatever. I gave us that. Just me and her. And I'll talk to you later. And my aunt said, she said, we love you. We love you. And we drove off. He called me later that night. And he said, I just couldn't, he was crying. He said, I just couldn't believe that you came up with that amount. I said, I didn't tell you. I just went to the family and said, me and my aunt, us now, give whatever you can. And they gave what they could. And they said, you can take it and get the lawyer. We going to take for him to take the case or pay your bill. See, my auntie Betty have always taught me, you give. And if God tells you to give, you better give it. She taught me that now. And I love her for it. And she said, God will tell you when to stop. And he'll tell you to move on. And my aunt taught me ways to help. She taught me. She said, see, sometimes when you ain't a little baby, you can help folks. Our church needed a roof. Miss Marcia, you better say it. They needed our church. I got tired of going to that bank, signing our name and giving them our deed. I got sick of it. I'll be honest with you, I got sick of it. And I said, if I can, Pastor, I sit up there with them when we doing it. I said, if I can, I would like to say something to the congregation. I said, I'm sick and tired of our deeds to the bank. I'm sick and tired of it. The last thing that we had done, me and that sister there, every Sunday, went to church worried. Are we going to get the money for it? Are we going to get the money for it? It's the worry, which I already knew was two other names on there too. But nobody's account was there but mine. So they was going to take it out of my account first. What I was worrying about was we going to have it. That's right, man. And I told him, I said, this is what we need to do. We need to come sit. Everybody looked at me. They didn't understand it. I didn't know what I was getting into. I really didn't. But I walked out on faith with what God had given. And I told him, we just shouldn't have to get our deeds up to get a roof put on this church. So I'm not going to do it in the name of the church. Know how the pastor feel. Know how the deacons feel. You never know, Greg. You may get there. You never know. But go ahead and delete him off of Facebook. You'll see. A message just came on now. I'm about sick and tired of sexual things. So you can go ahead and ban them. I'm sorry, y'all. I saw something that comes up, and it's something that we've been watching for the last 2-3 months, and it's just getting to be a little annoying. Hey, sexy, hey, this, that, and the other. And Tia really wanted to get rid of him to go. And I said, let's just wait, let's not respond back to it. And I respond and say, if you're going to say anything, say Dr. Lisa. Don't come up here saying a lot of other stuff to me. And Tia said, let's get rid of them then. And I just waited and I just saw a message up. And now it's just time to go now. I mean, no sexual thing here. But anyway, yes, she's about to do it right now, Miss Bob. She's about to get on it. So how you expect for us to do this? That's what they. How do you expect for us to do this? That's Miss Marcia. You better say that because they said that they said I'm better to get it, sister. I said, yes, we will. I said, but y'all got to change y'all mindset. You know, a lot of the older ones didn't like what I said. I said, you got to change your mindset. When you ain't got the money, you ain't got the money. I said, now start with this. We only feed. We have a youth day. We have a big picnic before the C19. We don't. It's coming back, but not right now. But on Youth Sunday, something, and it'd be just two of us, and it'd be hot dogs and stuff like that. She probably outside, hot dogs and stuff like that. So we
Yes, ma'am.
decided, and I told them then. I said, won't past anniversary, church anniversary. Me and the assistant secretary is gonna buy the chicken for pastor. We're not doing it. We're gonna buy it. I said, then church anniversary come. The pastor and his wife said they were gonna buy. That takes the church out of it. Let her know I'm gonna lie when she come in, so she won't start talking. So once that happened, because I don't want her to start talking her business. Once that started happening, let me tell you what we did. I started a fish fry every Friday night. I bought all the food, and the only thing I did was sold the plates.
She got something to do.
I'm finna get off. Y'all, I gotta go. My hairstylist here. I will be back to YouTube to finish this. And it's gonna be part 2. And give me 15 or 20 minutes. Cause see, I've been waiting for her. And she said she got to go. You know how folks here now. So I'm gonna go on. And I'm saying it right here. She right here when I'm saying. Now I've been waiting for her. And then I got online with y'all. Now she said she got to go. You know how folks are doing now, black folk. I'm sorry now, I know what I'm telling you about black people. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of him. And she hears me talking about it right in the face. But I shall be back to finish. I love y'all. God love you.